This video is going to be about a young boy who is lost in the desert and eventually reunites with his family after many hardships. Hello. Also, hello and welcome to Movie Recap Stories. Today I'm going to recap a movie titled Alpha. Alpha is a 2018 American prehistoric adventure film directed by Albert Hughes. The movie begins with a tribe's leader, who is strong and brave, and his 18-year-old son, Keta. His father forces him to become strong and brave like him, but his wife is reluctant to send her son to the forest. The tribe goes far away in search of food for the winter, and they reach a place. They see a number of wild buffaloes, and the tribesmen are asked to lay down and throw their bayonets towards them. When the tribesmen appeared in front of them, the animals fled. But the leader of the buffaloes injures Keta and pushes him into the ravine. Now the scene shifts to 1 week earlier, when they are preparing to go hunting. The tribe's lord asks his men to make a special weapon for him. Keta and another boy make the weapons that the lord likes the most. Then he tells his men to beat the two boys to check their strengths, and he turns aside. When the beating is done, he goes to his son and shows tenderness. At night, when the leader is with his wife, she tells him that their son Keta is too young to go hunting. He replies that our son is as brave as we are. The day comes, and the leader prepares a team of his men who are going hunting. On the way, they see a stone structure that their ancestors had built to know the exact direction. They meet another tribe, and the two tribes set out together. On the way, they see a wild pig, and the leader asks his son Keta to kill it, but he is too nervous to do so. At night, while they are sitting around, they hear the voice of an animal. All of a sudden, a lion emerges, and it takes away Keta's friend. The next morning, they pile up some stones in memory of the late boy and move ahead. The whole day they walk, and at night they reach a cave and stay there for the night. The leader takes his son out of the cave and asks him to match the lines on his palm with the stars in the sky. The leader shows his son an isolated wolf and tells him that leaders are always alone. Now the scene resumes from where Keta was pushed back to the ravine by a wild buffalo. The leader weeps and stays the whole night on edge in the ravine to see his son. The leader piles up some stones there in memory of Keta. The next morning, several birds devour the flesh of Keta, and suddenly he returns to his senses. He shouts for his father and tribesmen, but no one hears him as everyone has gone. Now he tries to climb down the ravine, but he cannot, as the ravine is as straight as a wall. Miraculously, it starts raining, and the ravine fills with water. He jumps into the water, as he knows how to swim. Next, we see that when he opens his eyes, he finds himself on land, severely injured. He has returned to the spot where he fell. Suddenly some wolves come, and he climbs a tree out of fear. He spends the whole night on a tree and climbs down in the morning. When he was drinking water, those wolves came again, and he ran towards the tree. Now Keta comes down and takes an innocent wolf with him to a cave, while the rest of the wild wolves go away. The next morning, when Keta wakes up, he sees the wolf sitting still, looking at him. He goes out and uproots some herbs to treat his wounds. The wolf frees its mouth, which Keta has fastened lest it bite. Keta gives water to the wolf, and it drinks it silently. As he feels hungry, he goes out of the cave and hunts a wild rabbit, eating its flesh. He also gives some flesh to the wolf, as it is also very hungry. The next day, Keta leaves the cave and forces the wolf to go to its pack, but it does not move. As Keta moves ahead, he sees the wolf following him. When he feels the wolf is not leaving him, he takes it along with him, and the two go ahead. They spend the night on an empty stomach, as they have no prey today. The next day, the wolf catches fish for Keta from a lake. Keta names the wolf Alpha. Now, we see that the weather has changed to winter and there is snow around. Keta has now become a brave boy who hunts by himself. At night, when Keta and Alpha are eating, they see another wolf coming towards them. The other wolf is Alpha's friend, who has come for Alpha. When the two wolves leave, Alpha gives Keta an emotional look. Keta now feels alone because his only companion, the wolf, has gone away. At night, he sees his father in his dream, who is telling his mother that Keta has been killed. He awakens from his dream and promises himself that he will do everything in his power to see his family before he dies. The next day, when Keta is walking on a frozen lake, he falls into the cold water as the snow breaks. Alpha comes for his help when he is under the water. They spend the whole night together, and the next morning Keta walks ahead as he feels better. He sees a frozen man sitting beside a camp, and Keta gets disappointed. As Alpha and Keta walk, some wild wolves run after them, and they hide in a cave. In the cave, there is a black panther who attacks them. Keta kills the panther with his arrow. Keta does not give up and eventually meets his parents. The movie ends there. If you like our efforts, kindly subscribe our channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss our new video.